describe it to me as you remember it?
Yeah. One memory that I never want to forget. When I was 16, I attended the IAAF World Track and Field Championships. It's kind of like Junior Olympics. And it was the coolest experience for so many reasons. I'm trying to think of where's a good place to start. I love sport. I've done sports my whole life, and my main thing's track and field. A lot of people do know I did track. A lot of people don't, but I was a hammer thrower. I don't know if you guys know what hammer is. It's a track event where you whip around a ball. And I'm not typically what comes to mind when people think of a hammer thrower, because I'm short and like not as maybe big as some throwers, like shot putters. But it was an event that I really liked and I really excelled at, so I ended up being one of the top in Canada and getting to be on Team Canada and go to like Junior Pan Ams and like the World Championships. And the year that I went, it was in Sherbrooke, Quebec. Actually, never got to do a Worlds outside of Canada. Every time I went, it was in Canada, which I was kind of bummed about, but it was cool to be on like home turf and not have to deal with time zone changes. And it was really fun. Two parts. One, being on a team where everyone's so different, but you're all there doing a different event for the same team. And then seeing all the people from different cultures. I love people, I love cultures, and this was my first, I think, experience where I was around so many different people from different places. And I have so many memories from that trip, like in the cafeteria where there was teams eating different food because they were trying to have food that kind of catered to all the different countries. It wasn't like just Canadian food. They had to feed countries from around the world, like athletes from around the world. And so being like, oh, there's all these different foods. And then watching the long distance races. There was a really strong team from Kenya and they were running barefoot. And I was like, they're not even wearing shoes and they're winning. Like, how cool is that? Like, do they normally wear shoes? And they had these silver tracksuits.
Nice.
That was really neat. And there were so many things like that where it pondered more questions about the countries and the cultures and the food. And I think maybe it sparked my interest to want to travel and learn more about people that were different from me, because I think there's so much richness in people that aren't like us.
That's cool.
And I hope I never forget that. And now anytime I watch the Olympics or anything, there's a point in the games where I'll just start bawling because it's so beautiful and I never know when it'll hit me.
Right.
But it's a lot of times they like opening ceremonies because everyone's walking around the track with their flag.
Okay.
And a lot of people know I really like the Olympics, and even after there's always some scandals or the doping, and they're like, what do you think about that? And I was like, well, nothing's perfect, but it's still like there's so many beautiful things about sport and so many wonderful things you learn and people you meet that for me, sport's one of like they are some of the best memories that I've ever had from being on teams in sport.
I find it kind of interesting because we've talked to a good amount of people, and it always comes back to like sport or like art or family, anything in that vein of what makes you feel good. And I just feel like it's cool to know that that's a thing, because if you look around, like especially if you live in certain places, like you see a lot of shiny cars, and like you could have easily said like, my 2023 Lamborghini sitting outside favorite thing. You know what I mean? Like you could go in that direction, but I think it's cool that I think everyone we've spoken to has come to those basic things of like what actually drives you. It's usually one of those, even if some people wouldn't show that out there. You get them in like a chair with a light, and they're like that's actually what hits home. And I think it's cool that you added to that list in such a cool way.
Totally. Well, it's that journey. It's not even like the destination. You have to enjoy what you're doing every day. And you can get the rewards, like even if it's like your Lamborghini or your medal.
Yeah.
But that's not really what you do it for. You do it because you enjoy the training or the practice or those things that make up what it takes to get to that point.
Right.
You have to really love it. It has to be like a part of you.
Nice. Can I ask you one more?
Of course.
So you said that was at 16, kind of when you had that.
Yeah.
So now, if you were to go back to Worlds or Olympics or anything, actually be there, you're not seeing on TV, do you feel like there's anything that you would pay even more attention to after you've had time to think about it? Like, that was such a cool experience. If you were to go back in like October, do you feel like there'd be anything that you'd be like, I really want to bring more of this in now? So you've had time to think about it and be like, did I miss out on any conversations like in the cafeteria, like what is that food or can I taste that? Is there anything that comes to mind now?
Probably. Like if I went back at this age.
Yeah, if you went back now.
And I'm in the Olympics.
Are you in the same
That
environment?
would be a dream. Absolutely. I mean, I think now a more, rounded, conscientious adult. I think when I was younger, I was very, we're a little selfish. We're kind of there for certain reasons and focuses on different things. But I think now, I would ask a lot more questions. I'd probably start more conversations. Yeah. I think it would also, probably pique interest on places to visit or like making connections with people.
That makes sense.
I don't know if there's a specific thing. It would have to be very much in the moment.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I just wondered if you felt like the experience, because it's so memorable, was kind of complete how it was, or if you had the chance now to go back, if there was anything you're like, I'd like to take what I already have in my memory bank and add to it, or if that's just a isolated thing you don't want to, that's my memory of it, I don't want to mess with it. No, I would do sports I will do sports my entire life. Yeah. But I had to quit track because of a career-ending injury, so it was kind of, I was taken out of sport, and so that was probably the hardest thing ever in my life, was not choosing to leave sport. That being said, I'll always be active. I'll be one of those 75-year-olds who's probably throwing hammer and doing these things, so it's something I'll always do, and I'll have those experiences again, because I find so much value in being around people that are like-minded and yet so different. Cool. I love it. You crushed it.
Thanks.